Welcome back to She Smokes Too, a series about women who enjoy cigars. I'm Monica.
And I'm Kara. Today we have a guest that we're just meeting for the first time, Stephanie. Stephanie is a local realtor here in Tampa, and she was introduced to us by another guest, Angela, who owns Grand Cathedral Cigars. So we understand you're a regular around those parts.
I am. So I'm Stephanie Olivo Schulte, born and raised here in Tampa. What's really cool is that my family actually came from Ecuador, and my dad was a merchant marine, and he had a choice between Hamburg or Tampa. So those are the two ports. And he chose Hamburg. He was all about it. Papers were done, all that stuff. So he phones my mom, or actually it was letters at that time, my mom, we're going to move to Germany, blah, 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 this and that. And then a couple of weeks later, he got a letter back. He goes, no, I have an opportunity in Tampa. We're moving to Tampa. So, of course, my dad, being the awesome guy that he is, said, okay, so we're going to Tampa. So they actually moved to Cigar City, the house that they moved into, still standing on 16th.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. It's I have a very, very big piece of my heart here in Ybor and here in Tampa. So
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
And you know she's a legit smoker because she brought her own lighter.
We don't even usually have our own lighters.
No.
So yeah, you said being from Ybor, just like how you got into cigars.
Yeah, so it's funny because probably about 10 years ago or so, kind of started slowly getting into cigars, just smoking just for fun, but I never really understood the whole complexities of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about April or so, had a friend of mine who actually started introducing me more and more. We would go to different events.
This year? April this year?
April this
Oh,
year.
okay.
So very recently.
Yeah.
Just went to different events. He'd introduced me to different types of cigars, short stories, all that, flavored cigars. So just kind of learning still the ropes of everything. And it's such a big, complex history here in the city. I think it's my duty to understand it. So,
you're doing Tampa proud by
I'm
exploring that history.
Trying, yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
And being new to cigars, how is it being a woman entering in for the first time? Because Kara and I both came in. It's been over 10 years now that we came into the industry, so I wonder if it's changed at all.
I don't really notice a difference. It's very, like everyone says, it's very intimidating because it's something that you don't know. Yeah. Like anything, whether it's, drinking wine, getting into wine, beers, whatever. It's something that's intimidating at first because you're not sure really what the rules are, what's going on, what you like, what you don't like. What's helped me is just really asking questions. This is what I've smoked before. Do you have something that's similar or that I would like that's a little lighter, buttery, all those words that are associated just like wine with cigars. And I think it's important just to kind of ask the questions. Mm-hmm. Everyone's very, very welcoming. Do you like a V cut? Do you like a straight cut? I'm like, what's that? I do like a V cut, I've noticed.
That's my favorite cut too.
Yeah. So there's just like little things that you can learn, and everyone's very just open, and it's a very interesting community. And I really just have been slowly kind of just learning about it, and I like it. It's fun.
It's funny because I think that's so accurate in that story. I picked out two things. One, it's like, there's a lot of rules that you don't know going in, but then everybody's very open.
Yeah.
So it's
For sure.
If you're doing it wrong and you're not asking questions, people are probably judging you, to be honest. Like, did she just cut that cigar like upside down? We've heard a story about somebody was saying they smoked Angela was saying she smoked the band when she had her first cigar because she didn't know to take it off, and just like all these funny like idiosyncrasies that go along with it. But if you just ask, people are like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to bring you in. Sure. I want to teach you. I want to help you.
Especially like you did it, asking the people who work at the shops, because I feel like all those guys and girls are so into cigars. They want to be there. That's their
the
passion.
knowledge is just insane. I'm like, how do you remember all of this stuff? Like just different things that are coming out. If it's flavored, a series,
right.
The different tobacco leaves, and I know a couple of the companies that use, Ecuadorian tobacco. So, I'm a little partial.
Fair.
So that's understandable. So it's just, it's fun. I just think it's fun. And It's nice to just go to a place and have a cigar, even if you're alone, if you're with a group of friends, just to go and hang out, and you meet so many people and just interesting conversations, and it's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
And I love that those conversations that you have with people at a smoke shop, it always ends up being such like an eclectic mix of people,
Mhm.
all ages, all backgrounds,
Professions.
all professions.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get to meet
And
some
you guys have been
interesting people.
smoking or in this industry for how long now?
I've worked for the company for almost 12 years. And
That's
I started
amazing.
like 2 weeks after college, and I had my first cigar 3 months on the job. So like
That's it.
all of my cigar
All in.
experience is here.
Same, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're all smoking Diamond Crowns,
Mhm.
Diamond Crown Classics. Have you ever smoked a Diamond Crown before?
I have not. It's actually very good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's my personal favorite.
It was
It's
my
up there
first
for you.
cigar
Yeah.
I ever smoked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
This is where I started.
this is it.
And it's like super premium, made by the Fuentes, one of our brands made by the Fuentes, aged for like 5 years, the tobacco. So it was like, there's no going back once you start at this level.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
you're
That's
ruined.
true. Very good.
And I feel like this is a perfect first cigar because it's so creamy, and I don't like to use the word mild, but it doesn't have a big bite to it. It's
Right.
very easy to smoke and
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess like smooth.
Mhm.
Like it's-
Smooth,
yeah.
creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I've actually noticed what I like and what I don't like. If something's a little too heavy or too dark,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's just because maybe I'm new and my palate's not used to something like
Mhm.
that. I like something like this, a little lighter, a little creamier.
Yeah.
I have tasted some flavored cigars before. Those are pretty good. Some
Mhm.
dipped in honey kind of thing. So it's been an interesting
Yeah.
kind of just figuring out what you like, what you don't like. And pairings. I never even knew about pairings
Oh, yeah.
with wines, with coffee. And I'm like, what do you mean? A cigar with coffee? What is that?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's
Have you gone there yet with your cigar journey? Have you started
I
smoking
have
in the morning?
actually. No, not in the
Okay.
morning.
That's
Not
when
yet.
you know you're like really.
Not yet. I
really
was
in
like,
it.
I could have a cigar this morning. I was like, no, but like I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be driving
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
a cigar. So
Yeah.
I'm not there just yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I wouldn't say I'm there yet either, unless we're like at a trade show or something, and
Yeah.
like everyone around you is, but like not really lighting up on like a weekend morning. Like maybe in the evening with some friends or something, but
Mhm.
not in the morning with
Not
coffee.
in the morning.
I like
Yeah.
wine pairing. If I'm going to smoke, I really like to have
Mhm.
either a wine or a beer. So that's probably frowned upon in the morning.
I mean,
A beer, if you were in Germany, it'd be a different story.
True.
That's true.
Here at the office, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Depends.
I also find that the strength and flavor that I'm looking for in a cigar changes based on like what I did. Like if I just had a steak dinner,
Mhm.
I almost like want something a little bit like bolder and heavier, which
Okay.
is interesting. Like our in this line we have the Maximus, which is the strongest of the three Royas foreign lines that are in this brand. And if I've had like a steak and a bunch of wine, like I want that. Like that just is so good afterwards because it kind of complements each other.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting how
Balances.
even things like that can affect it.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah, your palate definitely changes with things that you eat, things
Yeah.
that you drink, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I remember growing up, my dad would always smoke a pipe.
Mhm.
He had the smoking jacket, the ascot, and I was like, okay, is this like normal? Everyone's dad smokes a pipe in the evening with a glass
I
of
love
wine.
like picturing the ascot
I
too.
know.
Like what
Like
a
the
classy
whole
touch.
9 yards, which is hilarious.
Like
I
it's
was like,
my pipe
okay.
time.
And it was very what was that? Hugh Hefner, like he had a red jacket.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
hilarious.
the ascot, the whole 9 yards, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, this. So I would smell that tobacco smoke like all the time. And as he got older, he stopped, and I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to this new place or whatever that's opening up, Grand Cathedral. I was like, do you want to go? He's like, no, I can't smell the smoke. I'm like, what?
My childhood memories.
Yeah,
of you.
exactly. I was like, let's go like enjoy something together. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay.
That's so funny.
So yeah, but I remember like those are the memories I have of my dad and just like smoking and stuff. So it's I guess it's maybe in my genes,
Mhm.
So
I'm the
it's
same way.
fun.
I grew up, my dad smoking cigars and my
Mhm.
brother. So it's very like a nostalgic smell almost. I know it bothers some people that aren't in the industry,
Mhm.
but for me, it's always been a good smell. I've always liked it.
Yeah, and I feel bad sometimes because I'm just like, should I just light up here? Like like what's the etiquette,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
so not sure.
Florida's pretty
Mhm.
easy to find a good place to smoke. The laws are pretty laid back here. But I know in a lot of states they have, like in California, some areas you can even smoke on your own back porch. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to pay those prices.
I
I'll
know.
be able to enjoy my cigar
I know.
for sure.
I find that people I mean, you can offend anybody in 2021 doing anything, but I find that people are usually less offended by cigar smoke. It's not like cigarettes where like, it has a completely different smell, and people feel differently about kind of being around it. And
That's true.
I think
Yeah.
I think to both of your points that like a lot of people have happy like childhood memories,
Mhm.
like from family members enjoying cigars or family gatherings, like people getting together. Like at my family, since I've started working here and they have a cigar connection now, we find ourselves a lot of Christmases with my extended family. We'll sit around a bonfire and we'll like all smoke cigars together.
That's beautiful.
And it's just this
I
like
love
really
that.
fun thing. And so I think a lot of people have these like really great family memories tied to cigars, which is completely different than like some of the other tobacco categories where it's more
That's
about
true.
like getting a fix in or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
it's,
just
a different, I guess, like you said, category,
Mhm.
different kind of aesthetic.
yeah.
I feel like the
for
cigar
sure.
industry has done a really good job at kind of differentiating themselves from the cigarette industry. And I feel like cigars have remained this kind of like almost like a premium type of feel to it. You know, it hasn't, for
Yeah.
the most part.
And picture it, like I always explain it was more like a fine wine
Mhm.
instead of like a Smirnoff Ice. Like not to call it a particular brand, but like a malt
So not like a malt 40 or whatever. Those.
yeah. You know, you're
Yeah,
doing
it's a
different
different
things when you're
situation,
drinking
yeah.
those different things, you know. One, you're really sitting back and you're enjoying it and you're tasting it. And the other one,
Yeah.
you're just trying to like get on with your night
Right,
after you
that's
pound
true.
a couple.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also part of a crew. I've joined the Peg Leg Pirates, so
Okay.
we're a Gasparilla crew.
Yeah.
So we deal with amputees, so it kind of fulfills my need or that want, that desire.
What a cute
that
name.
I did.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's fun.
I'm
It's
just
really,
over here
really
like,
fun.
brilliant marketing, brilliant.
Yeah, so they're really, really amazing. We deal with amputees, so we do a lot of stuff with Shriners, a lot of the vets.
That's awesome.
So either servicing with in terms of like bikes.
Mhm.
You know, we are actually working on a project, possibly doing a home for a vet. So there's just different opportunities there. So it's fun. So it's I love Tampa and everything anything that I can do to kind of help the community. I'm there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you want to explain?
I was just thinking, like,
not from Tampa, what a
those
crew
that aren't
is.
from Tampa. How do you explain Gasparilla?
Well, the crews are like adult fraternities.
Social clubs.
Social
Social
clubs.
Social clubs.
Yeah.
Social clubs.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of them are certainly fraternities.
Yeah. Yes, we know those.
Yeah. Gasparilla is a parade and a like festival that's been going on in Tampa for over 100 years now.
Kind of similar to Mardi Gras, I would say.
Yeah, but it's
Floats and
it's
beads
one day, but it's
Mhm.
grown. It's like grown into so much more than just a
It
parade.
has.
And there's
Yeah.
all these crews now, and they have different interests and missions and types of people in them, and you know, the organizations, the crews get together all year, kind of like a social club, and then it kind of culminates with this like fun parade. It's funny.
So it's fun.
Just a complete side note.
And it's so funny because I never really knew that these three major companies, Oliva, Noom, and Fuente, were really based out of here.
Right.
When I was learning all this, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Where have I been? Are you serious? So I think that's really cool, and it just like really bringing Cigar City kind of full circle for me, because I always heard Cigar City.
Right.
I'm like, okay, yeah, the factories and stuff, but I never understood really the true history. Getting into cigar smoking, and you hear all these things and the past and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our city's growing so much, and you know, giving the actual city different platforms to kind of just show their beauty and show their pride of
Right.
how this actual city came to be with
Yeah.
all these companies,
Not
all these
only
families.
with where it's going, which is so exciting right now. I feel like I've heard some people say recently that Tampa's almost in like a renaissance period where like we're just booming again, and we're really growing and like finding a new identity. But then like you're also hearing more and more about us and like the Fuentes and like what built Tampa. So it's this really cool like balance of like the future and growing, but then like people kind of being more aware of like what really built Tampa.
Correct. And
People
actually,
people who aren't even interested in cigars are now more aware of the history of the city.
Yeah, just the history of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then it's actually didn't really die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's one of the most important things with just history in general, and I think American history. It's very difficult to have that longevity in certain industries, certain stories of the past. Sometimes those generations, once those generations have passed and it's gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't continue. So the fact that the Newmans, the Fuentes, Olivas are still here and actually pumping money and funding, different things in the city, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. It
And
says a
this
lot
factory,
about them,
yeah,
for sure.
This factory in particular is so amazing because it's the last one still making cigars.
Yeah.
So it's
incredible.
special.
Yeah.
And
No, thank you for having me. This is
Yeah.
an incredible honor. Like, seriously, I was like, what do you want me to do?
Just come talk to us.
Yeah, just chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, real estate in Tampa right now, it's tough business, huh? Just nothing.
It's not too crazy. Everyone thinks it's wild, but for me, I've noticed it's slowed down. So instead of so I would do listings a lot last year. So I would do a listing and literally put it in the market 8:00 at night in the middle of dinner or whatever. Probably like 8:15, I would have 3 or 4 offers.
Wow. Like sight unseen.
Sight unseen,
wow.
like, we want this, we're going to give you X amount over asking. I'm like, whoa, calm down. Guys, calm down. But now it's a little different. Now it's maybe, depends, different price points and stuff. It could be a couple days on the market. It can be 30 days. I've seen 70 days on the market. So it really depends. It really depends what you're looking for. It's kind of, I think since everything is opening back up from the pandemic and stuff, the infamous P word, I just think it's a little bit slowing down. Like, everything's kind of like, it's just changing.
Everything's not centered
shifting.
around the home as
Correct.
it was for the past year and a half.
I think. I mean, it's still hot. The market is still hot. Going
from being sold in 15 minutes to like 5 days, it's still a pretty...
And I think Florida in general will still continue to benefit from people moving in, people changing homes, because the whole working from home, the 4 walls that you're constantly in. Okay, maybe I don't want to, live here. I want to live on the beach, or I want to live in the country, or whatever it is. Florida's been really awesome in terms of real estate in general, whether it's Miami, whether it's Tampa. Just we felt a little craziness the last couple of years, but I just think it's such a destination state, versus a New York or something like that. You can get a lot more for your money, and we don't have that tax. So athletes, anybody?
Hit her up.
Hit me up.
Come to Tampa. So tell us about your first cigar. It was April this year.
My first real cigar, yes, that I actually enjoyed and I remembered. What was it? It was no, I don't remember actually. It was something, no, hold on, I'm trying to think. It was a Fuente. I don't remember which one. It was a shorter one. I think it was maybe just a short story.
It's a good first cigar.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And I like them shorter because sometimes I'm pressed for time, and I was like, okay, well, I want to enjoy something, but I don't want to take so long. So my kind of quick go-tos are the nubs. They have one that's like I don't know if it was coffee based or something like this. They did I believe, cappuccino, espresso, double espresso. So they changed the names. So it has a little coffee after bite to it. That was really nice. My favorite is still the Jesuit at the Grand Cathedral.
Is that one of their
That's one of their private labels. There's probably I want to say 3 or 4 that I've seen. There might be more. So that one is actually, the leaves are dipped in honey. So it has a little bit of that honey bite, but this is actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. So just trying to find ones that I like, and ones I think, to your point of depending on what you eat and what your palate actually is kind of craving for, it's important to just try everything. Really.
There's so many different strengths and flavor profiles and wrappers, and it's endless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can always try something new.
That's for sure.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like I need to step out of my comfort zone because I love Fuente made cigars. I love cigars that we produce in Nicaragua, and I end up just smoking a lot of our own cigars.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to try some competitor cigars just to see what else is out there, what's going on.
And we know we're the best. It's
Yeah. Exactly.
We don't
I
need to
mean,
waste
like
our
you
time.
said, you can't go, anywhere from here. So
Yeah.
it works. It works for
Yeah.
sure.
I've seen how it's made. I'm confident that there's nothing better. Maybe there's different things, but
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything better.
So have you introduced your friends and I'm sure your family and stuff to more cigar smoking than
yeah.
usual? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's like endless, I think.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
amount of people that
It's like a web.
Yeah.
You teach someone, and they teach someone, and
Uh-huh.
it kind of just expands from there.
it's fun because it's probably what you experienced when you went to Grand Cathedral with your friend, where it's like you're just like, this just kind of looks like fun, and like that's how people. We're not even like asking people if they want to smoke cigars, but they go with you somewhere and people are smoking cigars there, and they're like, I kind of want to try.
Right.
You're like, okay, let's try. I'll help you out. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny with me. I have a big group of guy friends that are actually like kind of afraid to smoke around me.
Why is
Intimidated.
that?
Yeah, because like I work in the industry, and it's like a weird role reversal, because normally
that's
like
funny.
men are like, oh honey, like let me
Mhm.
show you how to do this, and my friends are like, oh, don't judge me while I'm smoking right now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ah, man, like whatever
That's
you gotta
funny.
do, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's always fun.
My husband loves cigars now. He's a golfer, so he always smoked like on the golf course, never really knew what he was smoking or cared. But now we sit on the front porch and smoke, and he loves bourbon. I love wine, so it's just a nice,
Bourbon's good.
time to decompress.
Of course. Yeah.
That's his P-word vice that he picked up. His
Yes.
pandemic vice.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, you learned the P word.
Yes.
We don't like to say it too often. Oh, that's funny.
The P word was actually good for the cigar industry. I don't want to say that because it's like that wasn't a good thing for anybody, but we're one of those few industries that actually thrived when everyone was stuck at home because people had time to sit on their porch and smoke cigars.
And I think that really says a lot about the company in general and companies that really stayed in business during the pandemic. Everyone talks about shift or pivoting and stuff. And I think it's important to look at the companies, especially here in Tampa, that, stayed in business, were able to help out, were able to hire, bring staff back, and actually are doing something about working again with the community. I think that's really important. And it says a lot about just the company, the health of the company, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, it's awesome. Very cool.
Have you found a girl group within the cigar world yet?
It's funny, I haven't really.
We'll have to invite you into ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
have like 11 or 12 girls that will get together and smoke, and people stare at us like we're crazy.
Yeah,
because we're 12
I love
women
that.
smoking cigars,
Yeah.
but it's really fun. So
Well, we all like mostly started as coworkers. Like they either worked here at Jason Newman or at the Fuentes, or they like worked events for us through this agency that we hired.
Okay.
And we all just like realized we were all smoking cigars on the weekend. So we like really got along. So we'd get together.
Well, that's
And now
awesome.
and a lot of the girls have kind of moved on and done other things, but we still like, they're still like our like cigar girls. And so we get together, and it's been a while since we've done one because
you were
but
scheduled for Grand Cathedral.
But we'll be at Grand Cathedral in December, so
I love it.
We'll
Perfect.
fill you in.
I'll be there for
if
sure.
you want to join us there. It's just a really I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's very representative of the cigar industry, where it's like everybody just comes with like the best intentions and just wants to like kick back and talk and get to know each other and laugh, and it's really fun.
Do you feel like being a cigar smoker is now part of your identity? Like you're a realtor, you're from Tampa,
it sure
you're
is.
a cigar smoker. Like,
which is really funny because so I'm part of the Ybor City Rotary Club, right? So we just actually had a meeting today. And one of our new member, I guess you could say, projects is we're going to be doing the Ybor City Cigar City Bourbon Ball. So we have contacts with, bourbon guys, cigar guys. We're basically in the planning stages, but it's something I think was important for us coming in as new members, Ybor City as our focus, and just bringing recognition and bringing basically Cigar City kind of back on the map in a very small way, but more so within the community. And just bringing kind of funds into the community. So it's something really cool. We're very much in the planning stages, like literally
all my
just
tickets. So
yes.
that sounds right.
And if you want to host it in a cigar factory, we do private events.
Yes,
so.
I know. We'll talk later.
We'll give you a good deal. We'll give the Rotarians a good deal.
So I think it's important just to kind of, again, just, keep the history alive, and just have everybody know exactly like who Tampa is and what we have to offer.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
It was so fun to talk to a woman who smokes cigars who's not in the industry.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Not that we don't talk to strangers, but like we don't always talk to strangers. We have a lot of friends that smoke cigars.
Yeah.
So we don't always branch out when we're at
I
the
love
cigar
how you
lounge.
say that in non-industry as strangers.
You're a friend if you're in the industry because you see them everywhere.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a weird, strange, dysfunctional big family.
And
I love
it's
it.
still mostly men. So you walk into a cigar shop and
that is true. Yeah.
9 out of 10 people are going to be a man. So
yeah, I do love seeing women just kind of owning their goods and just walking in, smoking a cigar and leaving. I'm like, she really came in here by herself. I'm like, okay, I like you. I'm gonna do that too.
Talk to you next time.
That's my people.
You're on my list to talk
You're
to.
fun. We're gonna come back. So awesome.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys for having me. This
It's
was
an
was
absolute
fun.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Yeah.
We'll
thank
see you at Grand Cathedral.
Yes, you got it.